there are two parts of your life: the horses, the ranch on one hand, and the music on the other. So let's talk about the music first. I've, over the years, because I work as the publicist for Ian's record company, I've helped arrange dozens of interviews, and Ian always says, just make sure they're not going to carry on about Ian and Sylvia. That what I'm doing now is now, and what I did then is then. And yet you've talked a lot about those early days in this book. Do you look back with any regret at that time?
No, I don't. It was very difficult to get past that image for me. Very difficult. I mean, I don't think people can get their heads around that. You know, in the 70s and the 80s, until Elko, people just did not want to let go of that image, relinquish that image. I mean, it was just, they wouldn't do it. And I said, I'm out of here. That's one of the reasons I left Toronto. But finally, when I went to Elko, those people, they didn't know who Ian and Sylvia were.
Yeah.
And I said, this could be good. I can start clean.
But I've known Ian for a long time, and through dark days and light. And it's been a long, long journey for me and for him. And in many respects, except for those darn horses, we have a lot of things in common. Both art school brats. Both spent a lot of time in New York. And with me, it was airplanes. With him, it was horses. We both became obsessive about different things. He stayed with the horses, and, well, I never became a career flyer because there's no money in it, like there is in horses.
The word cowboy doesn't mean anything anymore, you know.
Yeah.
I was talking to a guy doing an interview this afternoon, and he was asking me about that. I mean, the term cowboy, that could be it could be a race car driver, or tennis player. I mean, nobody knows the word cowboy. It could be a derogatory term. They said, when Bush was screwing up in Iraq, they said they were being a bunch of cowboys, and that really pissed us off. But and but still, so it's meaningless. But among the real guys, I mean, the real people, and not just guys, but women too. But the highest compliment you can pay somebody is when they say he's a cowboy. That's the highest compliment. But it has to come from a cowboy.
I'd run into Bob Dylan the day before at my hangout, the Kettle of Fish in the Village, and Bob had sung me his latest. I want to say it was Blowin' in the Wind, but memory does not serve me well in that regard. It could have been anything, any one of his songs. At any rate, I'm listening and figuring, hey, how hard can this be? I know how the cold winds blow. I should give it a shot. I had tried to write songs before, but it was all just incomplete scribbling.
Random House, they put me in touch with a young man, and yeah, that's way better. Where is that lady? There she is. That's way better. A young man in Calgary who has done quite a few environmental pieces. He writes and written magazine articles and stuff. His name is Jeremy Klossis, and real nice kid. And I can't write. It takes me 20 minutes to write out 2 lines because of the arthritis, which, I've adapted to the guitar, but I haven't been able to adapt it to actually writing or printing. Stuff that I felt was crucial or important, I would actually write out, but laboriously write out. And we developed, we got a rhythm going,
Yeah. How long did it take you, Ian?
5 months.
Truth be told, I didn't get Dylan at first. I didn't think he was that great a guitar player, and I thought he was a terrible harmonica player. When he started cranking out all those songs, you stood there amazed. But he was just one of the gang at first. He ran with Susie Rotolo, a good friend of Sylvia's. In her memoir, A Freewheelin' Time, Susie claims I was responsible for turning Dylan onto pot. You turned Bob Dylan onto pot? My singer-songwriter friend Tom Russell would later say. Well, Dylan turned on the Beatles. That makes you the king.
You know, Hal said it'd be fun to get your buddies in off of these ranches, and I'd like to record their poems, you know, because that's how they were still amusing themselves and entertaining themselves in those isolated cow camps. They were still making up poems. I mean, the classic, I mean, forget New York City, and this is the real deal.
Oh, my heart.